All right, hello everyone. Thank you today for joining our board business meeting of the wholes. Today is May 22nd, Monday, May 22nd. We are going to start. I'm sorry, May 15th. Somebody said, I'm sorry, today is May 15th. We are going to call this meeting to order. Sorry for our delay. We had some technical difficulties with sound. We're going to start this meeting off with the salute of the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Kaufman, roll call, please.
Present.
Hold on, Mr. Kaufman, they need you to talk a little bit louder.
Ms. Hoff?
Present.
Mr. Wright is absent. Ms. Richardson is absent. Ms. Hopkins?
Sorry, here.
Present.
Mr. Callahan.
Ms. McHenry?
Present.
Ms. Ivory?
Present.
And Ms. Wilkins?
Present. All right, currently tonight, thank you, Mr. Kaufman for that. There are no special presentations for tonight. And we're going to go right to our review our proposed agenda for our business meeting. So we're going to start with we're going to start with our
Ms. Boykins, I'm sorry to cut you off, but can you ask if they could, since we got kicked out, we
yes.
didn't get the agenda come back on again. So can we get the agenda and other paperwork again?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You got it. She got it. Okay. All right. And we're going to wait one moment till it gets posted.
Thank you.
They're working on it right now. Thank you for catching that, Miss Hopkins. All right, so we're going to move forward at this time. So we're going to go to our community relations agenda report. I'm going to read that. Miss Luella right now, she is not here currently. She is our chair. I'll be reading our community relations agenda for her. Starting with A1, summer office hours. William Penn School District school offices and district administration offices will operate on a modified schedule from Monday, June 26, 2023 through Friday, August 4th, Monday through Thursday. The schools and the offices of William Penn School District will be open from 7:30 to 4:45 p.m. On Fridays, all schools and school offices will be closed. The specific dates are the following Fridays. So Fridays, they will be closed June 30th, July 7th, July 14th, July 21st, July 28th, and August 4th. Schools and offices will also be closed on Tuesday, July 4th, in observance of the Independence holiday. A2, free summer enrichment programs offered at William Penn School District. The William Penn School District external partners will offer free summer enrichment opportunities for William Penn School District students for the third consecutive year. Offerings are based on student placement and school of attendance. The summer enrichment program will be held June 26th to July 27th and will run Mondays through Thursdays. The grades listed for the programs are based upon the grade the student will enter in 2023. Breakfast and lunch will be provided. Transportation will not be provided. Register through your child's Clever portal. Visit William Penn School District website as well, as you see the link below. Thank you for that. Are there any comments, questions, or concerns at this time with the community relations agenda? All right, hearing or seeing none, we are going to go on to our Education Committee agenda, which is going to be read by our chair, Ms. Valerie Cook Henry.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, everyone. Education Committee agenda, B1 field trips. And it includes Bell Avenue, Ardmore Avenue, and the middle school. B2 expulsion waivers, we will be reviewing data for students. B3, A TS1 improvement plan for Penwood High School. B4 CSI improvement plan for Penwood Middle School. B5 TSI improvement plan for R4. B6 TSI improvement plan for Bell Avenue. B7 TSI improvement plan for Walnut Elementary School, and that concludes the.
Thank you very much, Ms. Valerie Cook Henry. Does anybody else have any comments, questions, or concerns at this time with regard to the Education Committee? Yes, the Education Committee agenda. All right, hearing or seeing none, we're going to move right along to our Personnel Committee agenda, which is going to be read by our chair, Ms. Wadia Ivory.
Good evening. All right. Personnel Committee agenda, C1, there are no retirements. C2, resignations. C3, appointments, we have B, professional staff. Patrice Herman, teacher of biology at Penwood High School, and Rasan Turpin, special education, emotional support at 9th grade academy. C4, changes in assignment. C5, leaves of absence. We have no miscellaneous. C7, miscellaneous appointments. E, technology liaisons, $2,500 stipend. I'm sorry, none. F, substitute teacher service, guest teacher program training. The following STS staff have completed the guest teacher program training and are qualified to perform substitute teaching duties for our district. And the names are listed below. G, PLC, Keystone Testing Proctors. And H, Penwood 9th grade academy test coordinator for the 2022-2023 school year at $25 per hour, not to exceed 100 hours. We have no mentors for C6, no tenure awards for C8, no salary track changes for C9, C10, miscellaneous personnel items. A, professional staff appointments, Ryan McShay, teacher leader, change in assignment from Penwood Middle School. Brendan Sheehan, teacher music for Ardmore Colwyn. John Simonet, teacher instrumental music. Colleen Smith, teacher at Walnut. Brian Tucker, instructional assistant at Walnut. And B, professional staff, and that completes the staff appointments. B, professional staff resignations. And there are no modifications to previously approved items. And that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Ivory. So before we move forward, on the documentation that we have, I just want to confirm, can we scroll up on our agenda? Yes, can you go to C10, please? All right, right there, scroll down.
Yes, there is a correction.
Yes.
There's a correction that needs to be made for B, professional staff. We need to include resignations.
Yes, it should say
And then
yes.
On our copy, resignations continue to page 14.
So on page, also if you go, yes, all right, so right there under where it says, no, it's right there. It says Rakiba Birch, Leslie Chen, and Michelle Lynch.
There's three.
No, but what I'm saying is it's on C14 on our appointed company. More resignations.
Are you saying something's missing, or you're
No,
saying?
I'm saying that,
I
I'm
have a
just,
C14. Are you looking at what you got today?
I'm just, when I walked in.
Page.
Oh,
No
I was,
problem.
okay, I saw you said C14. That's why I was looking for a C14.
Okay.
Has the rest of the.
Okay, never mind, Wadia, everything is fine. We already got the correction with regard to dash resignation, or to make sure we have a resignation area.
For C10, correct?
For C10, yes, correct.
Okay, great, thank you.
And the other thing I just wanted to highlight for A, under professional staff, those are actually appointments for next year. So schools are already starting just to fill vacancies. I just wanted to make sure that folks knew that.
Thank
Schools
you.
are already starting to fill vacancies.
Okay,
For
that's
next year.
that's good news. That's good news to hear that schools are filling
My
vacancies.
only other correction would be to put C6 and C7 in order.
Correct.
C6 and
that.
C7 are out of order. Okay, just so we know that in the future to pick, correct on Monday. I also want to say, I'm really happy to see Brian Tucker, professional staff appointments. Brian is a Penwood graduate. So it's good to just see people come back that's a part of the community. I mean, that has graduated from here and come back and give back. So awesome thing.
We had a lot of people come to the Howard Fair that day.
Yeah.
I met a lot of people who said I'm in the wrong.
Good. That's good to hear. See, I really, that's really good to hear. It helps redefine our culture, So with that being said, any questions or comments or concerns, anything else out of what we said with regard to the personnel item? Anybody have any questions, personnel agenda? All right, hearing none or seeing none, we're going to go on to our property committee agenda, which is going to be read by our chair, Mr. Jan Tong.
Thank you, Madam President. We have D1, dedication of a portion of Park Lane Elementary School Library. D2, contracted services, maintenance service. D3, change order for Kerr Field. D4, KCBA to design Penwood High School and Penwood 9th grade academy. D5, Holden site plan. That concludes my report.
I just wanted to note that the Fairmark did make the change from 60 days to 45 days.
Awesome.
With regard to,
Hiring.
If there's a vacancy for more than 45 days, instead of 60 days, that would be correct.
okay.
Nice work. Joe.
Okay, can you say that again loudly? Because I don't know if everybody heard you.
Sure, so in the property committee meeting, we requested that we see if Aramark could reduce the days from 60 days to 45 days of vacancy in order to have them credit us for that vacancy. They agreed and have made that change for the contractors to be approved.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. 4 to 5 people out at a time, like they need a deeper bench, right? Like if it says, they say it takes 6 weeks for them to hire, they need a deeper bench because 4 to 5 folks
At one time.
is
Yeah.
impactful.
Mhm.
We did have some problems.
No problem. So, Mr. Kaufman, thank you for reporting that information. Any comments, questions, concerns from the property agenda? We're going to Jen.
Thank you.
Before you go to Jen, can you say what Mr. Kaufman said? We couldn't hear him.
Okay,
Sure. So in the property committee meeting, it was requested that we ask Aramark if they could reduce the number of days for the vacancy credit from 60 to 45. And they were willing to make that change. So that change is made for the contract that is up for approval.
Thank you.
thank you. All right, next we're going to go. Jen has a question with regard to the property agenda.
Great. Can the Zoom folks hear me?
They can hear you. You're,
All right, I'm just making sure.
We're good.
So the change orders are starting to add up. what I read with interest was that our work from them is warranted as long as we do the change orders, which sort of puts us in a bad spot, right? Like, unless you do, like, for me, is this, what was the price we were first quoted on the subgrade internet stuff?
Estimated to be 90,000 before the end of the year.
Okay. I'm, again, a little unclear as to why we didn't check the underneath before with the holes that we dug. But I am concerned that it doubled, right? Their estimate wasn't really good. And I am concerned that we're in a situation in that contract with Mid-Atlantic that says you do all the change orders or everything we recommend and we warranty the work, or we don't. Is that, I read that correctly, right?
I will reread the contract.
Okay, so
Thank you.
you're stating that because therefore every change order that we approve, basically, or agree with, they're gonna,
Well, to me, it says if we don't agree,
Yeah.
then it's not warranted.
Yeah.
Right, so we do this $169,000 worth of work. Or it's not warranted. So you really don't have, like, it's, and I agree, this is probably necessary work. I just don't know why we didn't know about the soil underneath the field before.
Well-
Because we dug.
well, my issue is that, and I was gonna speak on it too, is that I have an issue with it doubling. Because when I first talked, when the email that we were in with Wadia, we were like, okay, it's 83,000. So I told Wadia, I was like, well, we do have, and she questioned it as well, the 83,000. I said, well, we do have a contingency fund. So this can be taken out of our contingency fund, but it has doubled since then. And that's where I don't know, I have a concern with it doubling. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else, because I was really second guessing on voting yes and saying yes to this because I felt like I think that's a drastic jump. I mean, we're talking about over $80,000. Well, then goes back, the question I have is about the warranty portion. We need to ask David to look into that portion because, for instance, if this is going to happen every time and they give us something, and what if it doubles? How do we protect ourselves with regard to that warranty situation? If we say no to them at some point, then therefore we still have to cover ourselves on the back end with regard to having a warranty. So I think that's where we need to talk to David about, to let him know that we move forward on this, or if we say no to something, they can always come back and say, well, we will not cover this, just so you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I read in the documentation, but as always, I could be wrong.
No, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, so I know, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we have a meeting this Wednesday
Yeah,
with Kerrfield. I think we can further, like that subcommittee group, I think we can further that discussion.
yes.
But I also just want to verify, I believe, and Bob, please correct me if I'm wrong, Mid-Atlantic indicated what needed to be done, but we had a second party come out to verify that the work needed to be done and to also get another price. So my thought was that this price, and I could be wrong, is not what is maybe the correct price and not necessarily what was quoted by Mid-Atlantic.
Sure.
Or am I wrong with that interpretation?
So Mid-Atlantic gave an estimate based on where they thought there were problems from just their initial testing, when they found an issue. And then when the third-party engineer came out and did additional testing, they found more areas that needed to be underfilled, I believe was the terminology. And they monitored all work, checked the amount of material that was delivered and verified everything like that. From the support that was provided, there was significant work done on Wednesday and Thursday that was that I would say may not have been known at the beginning when they first started testing.
Yeah, so I just, it says bids for Kerrfield were made with the assumption that the ground is the right condition to build on top of. So, like, I think that's something to learn in future bid processes. Why would we put in our bids an assumption that the ground is okay? I mean, we have many experiences in this district where we go and dig and there's a fire truck, there's bad soil, there's a gas tank. So I just don't know why that appears in bids. And then it does say warranty protection from tracking D-zone sagging after construction is complete. All work performed by Mid-Atlantic is under warranty. However, if they identify something and we decide not to perform the change, it voids the warranty.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I
so
feel
we're-
like we need to talk to David about that language.
Well,
And that is my opinion.
That was,
That's why I said, let me reread it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, Mr. Kaufman said that that was his own, okay, that was his own language. Gotcha. Go ahead, Wadia. Yep.
I just wanted to, because that was something that I did talk about, but I'm curious, when we had the testing done initially, where they tested all of the grounds and make sure it was okay,
Mhm.
can they provide us with documentation to tell us what areas of the soil was tested? Because like Jen said, in my eyes, you should be testing every so many feet or whatever to make sure the soil is okay for building. Can they provide that to let us know if they even tested in that area? Because in my eyes, if they did not test that area, I feel as though how are we liable if they did not test that area? You know, like what are the requirements for that? I would like to know that. And I know Dr. Rico said we can talk about it at the next meeting, but I would like to put that out there.
No, thank you. And we'll try to at least, get some information so that we're prepared for Wednesday, or at least let them know that those are the items that we will want to discuss. I
Okay.
do know that they did provide us with, I believe in one of the meetings, information about how they were going to do the testing.
Yes, they told us the how, but they didn't tell us where. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, the estimate that we got, which you just spoke on, you were saying that we hired an outside person to come in, and this estimate is from the outside person.
No, so this was what they actually monitored.
Well, what I'm saying is Mid-Atlantic first quoted us at 83,000, and then they come back and say, well, they didn't come back. Someone came back and said, no, it's 169,000. My question is, where did that 169,000 come from? Did it come from the person that we hired, the outside source that we hired? Does that outside source have any relationship with Mid-Atlantic?
None other than, I mean, they know each other because they're in the same industry, but no actual relationship. We selected out of three different engineers. So
Okay.
we could bring in based on availability.
Also, another question I had is our contingency budget, is that public?
Yes, we approved that in motion at the same time as the.
Got you. Okay. Okay, those are all questions I have.
Joy has her hand up.
Yes, Joy, you have the floor.
Thank you. I had asked before we had accepted these bids to make sure that the people that we select, we know what their what's the word we're using?
Relationship.
History with change orders.
The history with change orders. Thank you, Dr. B. Coach.
No, I remember you asking the question.
I don't recall the answer. So did anybody really do the homework to see if they really, what was the history on these companies' change orders?
That was good when Jeff was here.
No, right. So I believe the question was asked of the business, and I'm not sure that they gave a direct answer because I believe it was something related to, it depends on the job, the type of work, et cetera. So just because a particular entity had a change order, I don't think they were making the case that you could necessarily attribute that to what would happen with our situation. That's what I recall.
Yeah,
but we can go back and ask the question again, or either I can go back and look at that tape. But I do remember that, and I believe it was at a property committee meeting, if I'm not mistaken.
You're right.
And, well, Kerrfield wasn't a competitive bid situation because we're using co-stars. So that throws another sort of difference in the mix, right? This wasn't a competitive lowest bid. This was a co-stars program, you know, which is supposed to be beneficial to us. Like, I think for me, if that's it, then, you know, we've used a fraction of the contingency fund. If this happens all summer, then
We have a problem.
we have a problem.
Because right now we're at $528,802.08 in our contingency budget. So just to let everybody know, because I want everybody to be aware that I have been paying close attention to the change orders. Mr. Kaufman has been contacting us every step of the way on change orders, and he's been giving us the opportunity to speak on it, you know, as well. But I just want everyone to be clear of the amount that we have left, and you know, hopefully they don't find anything else or no other changes have to be made, but we're keeping a close eye on that as well. Are there any other comments, questions, or concerns?
Yes.
Yes.
I want to know, can we request that, that we add that to the June meeting, that there be a report from property about where we are for Kerrfield, so those that cannot attend the property committee meeting, that the general public can be aware of where we are in terms of
Are you talking about with regard to construction, Wadia?
construction, as well as speaking on, you know, any things that, you know, are we still projected on time? Yes, just to give a full update.
Okay, so,
And what's needed of the community and or stakeholders.
okay. So Mr. Tong has that information. He will be able to report back on that and give guidance to us. So he'll be able to report back on that at our next meeting. Thank you. Are there any other comments, questions, or concerns with regard to our property agenda? All right, hearing or seeing none? Hold on one second. Okay, hearing or seeing none? We're going to go to E, our Budget and Finance Committee agenda report read by our chair, Ms. Jen Hall.
Thank you, Ms. Boyd. It's E1, Treasurer's Report, E2, List of Bills, E3, Adoption of the 23-24 Proposed Final Budget, E4, Contract with DCIU for Summer Chromebook Cleaning Repair Services for the 22-23 school year.
And that concludes your report?
And that concludes my report, sorry.
All right, I was waiting for you to end. Thank you very much. Are there any comments, questions, or concerns at this time?
No, when I came in, I asked Mr. Kaufman about the wording that we mimic 22. And we have for this first one, and we will for E4 also. I very much appreciate all school board directors attending the budget seminar. Thank you, Mr. Kaufman and Dr. Beacoats. I thought the information was absolutely well presented. Not happily, but absolutely well presented. Just that we could see, you know, with what seems like relatively small decisions in how much we think we're going to collect. And that sort of thing, how that needle moves so quickly. And the list of items and where the line goes based on the number we chose is amazingly done. So I very much appreciate it.
So I also have to say thank you, Mr. Kaufman and Dr. Beacoats, and for having a budget seminar. I do want to say thank you to school board directors that attended as well. And I also want to say that school board directors, please take the time to review that information again It was a lot of information to consume in such that short amount of time. Yes, it was very thorough, but my head exploded. I know your head had to explode as well because it was a lot of information. And I think that any questions, comments, or concerns that you may have, please make sure that you get those questions into Mr. Kaufman. So we can have some clarity, because June is coming quickly. And we know that we're going to have to make some strong, hard decisions. And also, one of the biggest questions I had was what we had in our fund balance. That was something that was important for us to know as well. So I just wanted to say to you guys, just please read the information that was provided to us last week. Thank you. Any other comments, questions, or concerns? All right, hearing or seeing none, we're going to go to F, our policy committee agenda, read by our chair, Ms. Joanna Hopkins. She has no agenda items, but she may want to speak. You may have a few words. I'm just not going to skip you. Do you have something to say?
And I do, and I thank you, Madam President.
You're welcome.
I did not submit an agenda item, and I apologize for that. So that's my fault. But I do want to say thank you, and thank you again to those parents that showed up and showed out at the last policy meeting. We had a wonderful meeting, and I appreciate their input. I appreciate their suggestions. I appreciate all of that meeting and what it entailed. I really can't wait till next meeting, our June meeting, which will be our last meeting for this school year, but so that we can send some recommendations to our board. So parents, if you're not busy, come out to our June meeting, and I look forward to having another fruitful meeting. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hopkins. Are there any comments or any questions for Ms. Hopkins from the policy committee? Anything? All right, hearing or seeing none, there's no solicitor's report at this time. And there's no other reports at this time. So with that being said, I want to say thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. And we will see everybody next Monday at our board business meeting.
Ms. Boykins, we have two
Sorry.
questions. We have two questions in the Q&A.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not see that. Thank you for letting me know.
No, I'm
Okay.
sorry. She did say never mind.
Oh, Miss Commodore. Okay. All right.
I do have one thing I would like to say. I just want to add for the school board directors and community members, this is our time for our superintendent evaluation.
Oh,
And I
yes.
just want to give a reminder to all school board directors and all of our community and stakeholders that received an email. Please support us in this process. We want to complete this and have everything posted by the close of June. So if you did receive the superintendent evaluation, please complete it. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. And school board directors, I'm looking forward to receiving 100% participation for our superintendent evaluation. Thank you, Ms. Boykins.
You're welcome. And Miss Ivory, if you don't mind, I would like to put for school board directors, give them a deadline so we could definitely get this moving forward, because we need to have a meeting. Well, we were supposed to meet with Dr. Becoats on the 15th, so we had to move things around. So what I'm saying is that we need to make sure everybody understands that there's a deadline for us. For school board directors, so we can meet with our superintendent to discuss the evaluation. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So the 22nd, you may have said it's the 22nd. We want to make sure that everybody knows it's the 22nd. Also, I want to say to everybody, just please keep Ms. Richardson in prayer. She will not be back right now until June. So right now, just please keep her in prayer. She's doing well. You can call her. Please call and check on her. But definitely, she won't be back until June of right now. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Before we adjourn, there was a section on new business that I missed. Okay, so let me read this. Hold on one second. And where is mine? In the back, right? Last page. No, I don't see it.
Page 18.
Thank you, page 18. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Matthews. All right, new business. I missed this section. This is under section 11, page 18. Delaware County Intermediate Unit, PIMS administration contract is, the meeting is May 22nd, 2023. Will be in our board business. It will be to approve the contract with the Delaware County Intermediate Unit, whereas the Delaware County Intermediate Unit will provide PIMS administration services to the William Penn School District effective March 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2023 at a cost not to exceed $80,000. Before I ask for comments, questions, or concerns, Dr. B. Coates, can you just explain what PIMS administration services is so everyone understands?
Sure. So this is the tool that, this is the system, if you will, that districts in the state of Pennsylvania utilize to provide information to the State Department of Public Instruction. And we currently do not have a staff person working on this full time right now. And so we needed some assistance with getting this work completed, because things still need to be provided to the state, sometimes on a monthly basis. And so this is how the DCIU is helping us through the end of, it should be June, but we've given ourselves some extension time just in case we don't have a staff person fully doing some of this work. So it's things like attendance data that you provide to PIMS, et cetera. Yes, Ms. Hopkins?
So why effective March 1st if this is May 15th?
Because that was the time that we started working with them.
But we didn't pay them yet, do that?
It will start, the bills will start coming in effective starting on March 1st. They might not have actually started working with us on March 1st, but that's the date that we wanted to start the contract.
Gotcha.
Given the date of time that we did not have coverage for this particular work.
That sounds like we're working backwards. Why would we approve something from March the 1st? Why couldn't we get it approved before March the 1st? I'm not understanding.
Because it's a function of when we find out that you do not have coverage for a particular task that needs to be done. So sometimes it takes time to identify what's going to happen once you're notified of that you do not have coverage for a task to be completed.
I got that, but y'all knew back in March 1st when you made this effective, no?
Not necessarily. There are some things that came up that we identified and discovered that we would need to go back and address. And so some of those items the DCIU is assisting us with.
Okay.
My last question is what title covers that usually in our admin?
You have a PIMS administrator.
A PIMS, okay,
Mhm.
got you. So we have one that we never had one at this time. So, yeah.
We have.
Okay, got you. All right. Are there any other comments, questions, or concerns? No?
Ms.
Yeah.
Guadia,
I just wanted to question, so is that one of the, do we have to post that job to ensure for next year that we have it covered?
No, we do not.
Okay.
No, not at this time, we don't.
Okay. Thank
Because
you.
hopefully, I'm thinking after that time they're caught up, then we could find.
And then we would hopefully have somebody conducting the work.
Yeah. Cool beans. All right. That was new business. So I think I didn't miss anything else, right, Ms. All right, then thank you, Ms. Matthews, for having my back. We could have adjourned, Lord. But anyway, thank you everybody for attending tonight's meeting. We will see you on Monday, next Monday at 6:30 for our board business meeting. Everyone have a great night. Meeting adjourned.